In this video, I'll be discussing 3 indicators which shows that Ethereum has the greatest potential of any altcoin in the crypto market, and it will be the safest bet going forward alongside Bitcoin. From Ethereum chart, I can clearly see there has been a structure that is building multi-year. Just to highlight, Ethereum has been creating such higher throughout its past 5 years, which is a very positive indicator in terms of reading charts. Second thing is it has been slamming back to its original resistance, which is a multi-year resistance at $4,000 level. As you can see, it tried to break out from this level multiple times, but it was unsuccessful. Once there was a fake out as well, but it didn't last long. And again in 2024, it tried to reclaim these levels, but it was unsuccessful. Again here one fake out, similar fake out as we have seen in 2021 cycle, and the resistance for this also remains same, which is 4800. Now when you see such kind of chart pattern, you can see that there is a clear compression in the prices that is happening throughout the chart. As you can see, the resistance has remained same, but the prices are trying to make higher highs at the lower end, which is a very strong indicator that there is a price compression across the Ethereum prices. And this type of behavior usually indicates a breakout from this point, and this breakout is usually equal to the length of the triangle that it has created throughout its structure. If you measure the distance from one end to the lowest end, it has created a 400% move. If it breaks from here, we can usually see a 400% movement up. But if it can go this high, it's again needs to be identified. I am not sure if it can go this high, but again there is a possibility. So what basically is happening in Ethereum, there has been a great reset that is happening. Usually I like to use Fibonacci retracements to identify the top or the price action of the charts. You can clearly see in the last cycle, Ethereum was able to achieve its top of 4236 levels. And from what I believe is that once you reach this level, there is a great reset that is happening in Ethereum. So it's preparing for its next leg up. When this type of great reset happen, I usually see the prices like this. So I believe that the next cycle, Ethereum price target may hit $15,000 to $16,000, which is around 500 to 600% from the current prices. But is this the low of Ethereum? I'm not sure about it, but I have some indicators which may believe otherwise. But if we just isolate Ethereum and try to study what is happening in just Ethereum charts, I would like to highlight the MACDs and the RSI. Based upon the RSI charts, you can clearly see that when there is a low in the Ethereum prices, usually the RSI breaks through the 30 level and drops below. This has not happened yet in this cycle. So if there is a slight drop in this and then there is a retrace back, you can see some price action, lower price action in Ethereum during this period. For target for that is obviously this level, which is 1500. And if it breaks this, then there are another levels which I look into is like 1100 and 900. But I believe that this is the lowest that Ethereum can target in this cycle. So maybe there is a retracement and then Ethereum plunges here, takes support on this level. But again, if it drops below this level, there's high chance that it breaks this multi-year compression, but it doesn't break the lowest low that it created. So it's still an higher high compared to the overall cycle. And there is an upward potential of, as I mentioned earlier, there's an upward potential till $14,000. So it's around 800% returns. So Ethereum is the most safest bet because it's the second asset which is very close to Bitcoin and always in line with what Bitcoin is trying to achieve. Also, Ethereum has a very low inflation rate. In the previous video, I have discussed that XRP has an inflation rate of 6%. So over the period of time of 4, 5, 6 years, we clearly observe that the targets for XRP drops because the overall supply of XRP in the market increases. But that's not the case for Ethereum. Ethereum, we have an inflation rate of around 0.3 to 0.8% depending on the burn rate and transaction rates. Burn rates are basically the Ethereum burn or the Ethereum destroyed during the transaction of contracts or transaction of fees, etc. Based upon this low inflationary environment that Ethereum has created, it has very much potential to go deflationary at certain point if the activity on the network increases. And as you know that Ethereum has a very large application area that is called smart contracts. That's all I wanted to cover in this video. See you later.